environment was much on the mind of the G8 leaders as they arrived at the summit site. Some walked, some drove in small white electric cars. At their talks Wednesday, they reached an agreement cutting greenhouse gas emissions, which are blamed for global warming. But their big challenge is bringing in the rest of the world. While the G8 has said it wants to see a 50% cut in global emissions by 2050, emerging giants like India and China are skeptical. They want concessions from developed countries, saying wealthier economies should bear the brunt of the cost of cleaning up the atmosphere. President Obama, in an effort to bridge the gap, brought both sides together on the second day of the summit. There was no agreement on emission targets, but there was consensus on another goal: to try to limit global warming to just 2 degrees centigrade above pre-industrial levels.
But ultimately, we have a choice. We can either shape our future, or we can let events shape it for us. We can fall back on the stale debates and old divisions, or we can decide to move forward and meet this challenge together.
UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon also took part in the talks, which were held in the earthquake-ravaged town of L'Aquila, Italy. He warned the participants that the steps under consideration do not go far enough.
Politically and morally imperative and historic responsibility for the leaders, for the future of humanity.
Earlier in the day, President Obama discussed the climate change controversy with Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, whose country is a leader in biofuel technology. On Friday, Mr. Obama turns his attention to Africa as the G8 meeting expands once again to bring in leaders from across the continent. When he leaves Italy, he will travel to Ghana. Michelle Gavin is the top White House advisor on Africa policy.
We are trying to make a point about the fact that Africa is a part of the grand foreign policy vision. It's not some separate sphere that one engages in and then hops out and has no relationship to the rest of the foreign policy agenda.
The president arrives in Ghana late Friday. It will be his first trip to sub-Saharan Africa as president. Paula Wolfson, VOA News, with the president in L'Aquila, Italy.